Nick Cannon must have been going raw. Oh, let me stop. That is so raunchy. Nick Cannon, we know. It's weird. This dude is so talented. But he is going to go down in legacy and history, not because of his talents on air, but in the bedroom, because this dude got 12 kids with no end in sight. I don't know how many baby mamas, but actually one of them lived right around the corner from me in my old house. I used to see Nick all the time and the family over there. But this story has so many layers that I think really will talk to us in terms of what Nick Cannon is thinking, doing, and how we feel about it, right? I'm going to preface it by saying I am not trying to tell another grown man how to act when he's not killing anybody, right? But I do have an opinion on this, and we're going to have to get to it. Let's get his quote out the way. He's like, God decides when we're done. But I believe I definitely got my hands full. I'm so focused. I'm locked in. He keeps talking, but it's like, come on, Nick. Okay, here we go. Let me just start off by saying this is irresponsible. And it's irresponsible because I know Nick Cannon can financially take care of all those kids, right? But can he emotionally tend to all those kids, right? Can he, in terms of their spirit and their needs, always be there for them in terms of physical time spent with those kids? More than that, what do the kids feel in terms of the tab that they have on daddy's time spent and daddy's attention span? There's one thing to be there, and it's another thing to be present. And I've learned this the hard way, whether it was my parents or me. You know, you get busy. You got the world in your hand because you have a phone. And how many times as a parent has your kids been talking to you and you've been talking back to your kids through your phone? You doing your work. You're on Instagram. You're finishing that text. Yeah, okay, MJ. Okay. And I'm like, that's what kids hate. Disdain for. I want the connection. I want your interest. I want your attention. I don't just want you in the building. I don't want you just coming every now and then over. And that's why I say irresponsible. And it's not a judgment of Nick Cannon, even though it's going to fall that way. It's the judgment of the thought process that having 12 kids, not by the same person, not in the same home. And that would be hell to pay, right, if you did that. But scattered, all different places. Like you literally are part-timing all of those kids on purpose. Now, things happen in this world and I get it, right? You know, unintended consequences or the fact that this is reality. Like, all right, we were together, we got 3 kids, or we're divorced, we're co-parenting. Okay, I get you. But 12 kids and you're talking about I'm not done yet. I just think it's robbery of those kids and how they are going to feel. Trust me, I only had one sister in the house growing up, and I felt at times distant from my parents. They weren't connected to me. Where y'all going? Why y'all hanging out? Why don't y'all just kick it with us, play games with us, ride bikes with us, right? Kids, their demands never cease. My wife always laughs. Every morning, we basically count how many times the kids are gonna say, mommy, 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 mommy. I'm not lying to y'all. Our kids will say mommy 70 times before we even leave the house to go to school. And you imagine you're not there? Daddy, 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 daddy. And it's just an echo because you're not there. Because you're somewhere else with another kid who may have you but knows that pain of that echo because he was just that kid. To me, it's just irresponsible. Like, those kids. I mean, I'm not saying anything bad is going to happen to those kids. We all can make it. You know, we can be greater than our greatest excuse. But damn, talking about having a disadvantage in terms of connection, a balance in the home, a mom, a father, nuclear family, balancing it out emotionally, logically, rationally, irrationally. Like, you got to have it all mixed in to make the best version of yourself again, which is your kids. And those kids know how difficult it may be. They may not be able to articulate it, but they're starting to feel that they have to. Because I know for my daughter, who was raised without me, this is why I always talk about myself first. I always show you my scars first, because I want to let you know I'm not perfect, and I'm not here to judge Nick Cannon. I had moments when I was distant from my daughter because baby mama moved, and it killed me. But that's selfish. It hurt her more because she wanted her daddy. And now, having young daughters, a 2-year-old and a 4-year-old, and how many times they need me per day, it's in the millions per day. And I didn't give my daughter what she needed all those years she was growing up. So I just look at this situation like a bandwidth conversation. It's not personal. It's just like, how much bandwidth can one person have? Especially with 12 kids kind of all scattered around. Financially, you're good. I think emotionally it's going to be challenging for these kids, right? So you say you got the money to do it, but I think those kids emotionally look at that as insufficient funds.